The Rift Guardian has
The Rift Guardian, look out!
Not ready yet. Patience. Not enough wrap.
The light grows stronger within you.
I need to go back.
And there we go. Alright, so there we go with a nice little run. I don't know how much of that I'm actually going to highlight in there, but so this is actually going to be the highlight. One more time, I'm sorry, but I got to do it. But here's the deal. This is the highlight I'm going to be posting to YouTube right here. As you saw right there, I was fighting the Rift Guardian. As you can see here in the world of Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls. Working on a character right now. We hit level 70 tonight while we were testing out this build. And basically this right here is the final form of the A10 7890K with the Team Dark ddr3 2400 overclocked RAM running at its full potential, both through the BIOS and the software itself working there. We followed step by step instructions from AMD for the dual graphics and could not get it to work even with this setup. Before anybody says anything, because I know what the next thing is, it is not a requirement for Windows 10. Okay, I don't know who told y'all that, but it is not a requirement for Windows 10 to be installed. This setup supports Windows 10, but it's not a requirement. Okay? And that comes straight from AMD. Now there's going to be people out there to disagree with that, but I'm sorry, it's not true. Alright, with that said, this configuration here is in its final form. So we took the card out since we could not get the dual graphics to work. My opinion of this particular build, as I hit the wrong key, I actually meant to hit that key. My opinion of this particular setup is actually better running the APU than it was with the GPU. Now that does have a big factor in with the 2400 RAM that we installed today. So the GPU is not actually even needed for this build, which in the end takes this build down to a $300 build. Okay, 300 bucks, and you can have you a gaming computer. Now, are you going to be able to play Battlefield and Black Ops and all these other things? No. But for what I like to play, Diablo 3. I like to play MMOs. It plays Terra. We did a Terra test earlier. League of Legends, Smite, games like that, easy mode for this. Heroes of the Storm, Hearthstone, which Hearthstone, that's like, you know, I think Windows 98 could run that game. But all the games that I like to play, MMOs and MMORPGs and action RPGs and what have you, do quite nicely with this particular setup on high settings. And I will show you before I get off here, because I'm not going to really make this a whole lot. This is the same exact settings that we had with the GPU. This configuration, the card's not even in the case. It is in a new build right over here, which we're working on for Fallon. She is going to have her own ITX build going on over here with a Trinity setup. Alright, and I'm not going to go into that detail. That'll be for another day, because we got some tweaking to do. The power supply on this thing is like zero cable management, so I don't even want to talk about that computer. When we get it all set up, we'll be doing some test runs on stream with that setup to show everybody that you can even go cheaper for temporary. on your graphics, on your CPU, kind of like a get you by. But as you can see, very fluid. As I get a little lag spike there for randomly, that's not the actual computer. That's just jitteriness from the game. Oh, let me turn this in.
Grant you the power of your
Grant it to me. All right. All right. So there we went. We did a rift. Let me zoom back out and be done with it. So bottom line is this. If you want to see the gameplay of other games, not just Diablo 3, but we will be playing Terra. I will be, whenever I can gain the pennies for it, we'll be buying Black Desert. I don't know, probably just going to go with the $29 one and be done with it. I don't know. Because I just want to actually dabble with that game. I hear the end game is getting worse and worse and worse with just people going around harassing folks with PvP. I had to guess that would be the East messing with the West. I don't know. I may be wrong. It may be the next door neighbor for all I know. But there's a lot of people out there trying to ruin the experience for that particular game. So I don't know how much I'm going to play it, but I do want to play it because once I have, and I did this past week, I really, really like the action combat and the grapple and, you know, your surroundings. I just like the way the game feels, but I don't know what the end game, or if you can even get the end game, because from what I understand, I don't believe there was a guy today saying that there's not but a handful, if any, people that are at max level, because you have these people just randomly going around 24/7 randomly PKing, and it's the same, like 2 or 3 people doing it. Cash shop kids, I guess, but hopefully they'll be dealt with, and by the time I actually deep dive into Black Desert, it'll be taken care of. So we will be giving you some gameplay, which you've seen the gameplay of that with the actual GPU. The APU setup, benchmark scores were identical on the APU. The CPU with the integrated graphics, identical to the benchmarks that the R7 250 2 gig ran. Okay. That said, the final form of this particular computer, I'm quite pleased with it, and I'm going to stick with it. And this is going to be my gaming computer. And the Two Wicked one that has the old tech in it, the cross-fired HD 6850s and the 2500K Sandy Bridge, is going to be the streaming computer. Which the Sandy Bridge is, you know, the CPU is actually doing the encoding on here. The AverMedia 985, what is it? The C985 HD, Gamer HD, or whatever, Live Gamer HD, big long name, is actually capturing both screens. I've showed that before, but I'll show you one more time. This is the actual streaming PC over here. This is the actual gaming PC here. There you go. We are complete with this build, and I'm actually going to go to this screen. Tell everybody I appreciate your patience, your input, and everything else involved with this particular build. We're not even going to fool with dual graphics anymore with this particular setup. We're just going to go with single GPU, whether it's APU or GPU. The next build that I do is going to be an Intel build anyway. Alright, so everybody out there in the chat room, thank you for showing up. Thank you for lurking and everything. Mr. Rogers Blades, Jedi Knight 6 or Order 66 Jedi Knights, and all that other good stuff out there. All you people know who you are. I'm not going to read down the list. Thank you for hanging out, being here, and it is 1:18 in the morning. I got to get up off of here. Y'all have a good night. Deuces. This. Good fight. Good night.